Good question. What it means is, for me, is that I don't. Says to me that we don't really understand yet as a group what creates success. I thought we played today as if it was just going to happen. That's how it looked to me. I don't know how it looked to you guys, but that's how it looked to me, and that's a very immature approach. So we need to be really strong as a group and identify that, and you know, I acknowledged last week the standard of play for a long period of time, and I need to acknowledge today how poor we were pretty much for the whole game. That was our worst performance for the year, and I include Melbourne in that. That was our worst performance for the year.
Did you sense the frustration from the supporters as you came back here?
Oh, you can sense the frustration of the crowd all day, Michelangelo. They expected better than that.
They seem to take it out on you.
Oh, well, in the end, I'm in charge of the playing group, so it's understandable.
Neil, you were very quick off the ground. Some people reading some stuff into that on talkback. Was that anything unusual in that? Like, you were really quick off the ground after the game. Is there anything unusual in that? Did you just want to get in the rooms and analyse them?
Oh, no quicker than normal, Tom. I mean, I normally walk straight off the ground after a game. So, I don't know if you've been timing me, have you? No, I'm serious. I didn't make any particular effort to get off the ground.
It was we obviously know how passionate this town is, and a performance like that, does that create a lot of pressure now for you and the playing group to perform next week?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, as it should. Yeah, we expect more of ourselves. Our supporters would expect much better performance than that. Against a side, I might add, that's probably had a similar profile to what we've got. So we're not interested in talking about inexperience. I mean, the Brisbane Lions not dissimilar to what we've got. Really poor performance, really poor. So I just keep pulling back to some of the really good stuff we've seen this year, and that's our reference point. We just got to try and make sure we get back to playing that sort of football.
Was it just the decision making, did you feel today, that really let you down?
Oh, the whole thing. I mean, we were fumbly, we were over handballed. I didn't think we hit through the ball. We were indirect. We didn't play like millionaires, but we played with I thought with an attitude that, we'll be okay. I don't know what gives us the right to play with that attitude if I've detected it correctly.
Neil, what did you say to the players after the game? What message did you give them?
We just spoke about the attitude. About the attitude that I thought of what I thought was on the day. Yeah.
Surely they've been stung by that before, and they're aware. They've played well one week, and the next week they've gone to another level of form that's quite disturbing. I mean, that Melbourne result came perhaps from a group. I mean, I think I said they seem to have gone ahead of themselves. Yeah. Is that the same thing that's happened to you?
Well, I'm alluding to that, but I guess what I'm also putting against that, Michelangelo, if that's the case, I'm not sure why we as a playing group at the moment would be getting ahead of ourselves. We've got nothing to get ahead of ourselves with, apart from, I mean, we've played some reasonable football at stages this year. But every club could argue that. So that's the disappointing part for us, is that to go from so good last week for a long period of time. People could say, well, what about the last quarter? That's just a continuation on what we saw today. No, it wasn't. To that sort of discrepancy is where we've got to spend a lot of time.
Would you accept criticism of yourself about the selection that you made for this team this week?
In what areas?
I'd still argue that Bernie Vince should have played today.
Yeah. No, I don't accept that one. No. I mean, to me, what I saw today, Michelangelo, was not about selection. Okay, it wasn't about selection. I saw us as a group perform very badly. Now, if you want to try and weave into that the selection of one player that causes that, I mean, I'm happy to debate that. So, no.
Neil, the game last week, I mean, we're all looking for answers here.
Yeah.
The topsy-turvy nature of the players' emotions last week, have any impact on their
Don't know, John.
mindset today?
I mean, it was certainly a big game of footy last week, you know, and the emotion of it, the highs and lows of the performance. But we've got to be better than that. And we've had 7 days to prepare for this game. 7 days to prepare for it. So put it to bed, you know, both the really positive stuff and also the negative stuff, gone. And we're just really poor today.
Well, when you say that you thought the players just thought it would happen, I mean, after last week they must have known that it might happen for 3 quarters.
Yeah, you think so, wouldn't you?
So
now, that's only my quick assessment at the moment. Okay, and I'm basing that on what I know about the players and the way we play our footy and what our expectations are and some of the things that we can do really well. And I just believe that that was a very immature approach and game today and performance, very immature performance from us as a club.
How stunned were the players after last quarter of last week?
Oh, they were stunned, as they should have been, as we should have been.
Were they shocked?
Well, stunned, shocked. Put some more words into it. You understand what we're talking about?
Neil, your best has been very good this year, but the poor has been quite poor. How do you bridge that gap?
Keep identifying it, Tom, and look at, you know, when we are playing at our absolute best, you know what it looks like and what creates it, and then you compare it to when we are very poor, what creates it. Okay, so you just keep going back to it, and you keep identifying it, and you keep pushing, you keep being demanding all the time.
Neil, was there an issue with Patrick Dangerfield? He seemed to spend a fair bit of time on the bench.
No issue. Katrina, no.
Like the start, you mentioned how it'd be driving supporters mad. How frustrating is it for you not to be able to get that level of consistency out of what is clearly a talented group?
Yeah, I mean I'm more concerned about our playing group. I'm concerned about our supporter group, about you know, what they come and support us, and we need to be better than that. I'm not worried about myself. I mean that's part of the job. To put up with, you know, the highs and the lows and the consistencies and the inconsistencies. That's okay, Steve. It's more about working with the group and our other coaches, and, you know, having a degree of empathy with our supporters.
Neil,
Yeah.
you went long into the forward line a lot today.
Yeah.
Is that the game plan, or did you expect the midfielders to be hitting those leading forwards a bit better?
Certainly wasn't our game plan. We went long, we went indirect, we went just kick it in. Hopefully someone can take a mark. So we didn't show anything in terms of our ball movement pattern today in comparison, say, to last week.
Do you look at your forwards to lead up to it, because they seem to be leading back into the goal square?
No, look. If you can get to look at the vision behind the goals, you'll see a combination of leads. But when we're in our mode today, I mean, nothing looks like everything's, you know, just going everywhere.
Does it explain them not being able to take a strong mark in sub 50 as well? Supply, or their attitude? Well,
our supply was 53 to 42, but it's the quality of supply, and also aerially all over the ground I thought we were really poor. There were times in the forward line I thought we would have given a much greater contest with the personnel that we've had up there. We've got some really competitive players in general that play in our forward line, and yet it's sort of just taking catch after catch.
So where's this group at?
They're at where they've got an appreciation that they've played some good football, but they've also got a very strong appreciation of, at the other end, you know, of the lack of quality that we can serve up, and that's the most frustrating part for everybody. So it's not as if we haven't seen any good football all year, and that's where we just that's our benchmark. So once they can do it once or 2 or 3 times throughout the year, we've seen it. That's why we keep pushing back to that, and we keep being very demanding.
You've got great faith in your players, but after a performance like that, with Vince doing on the SANFL, do you forecast changes to this week?
Well, yeah, you look at changes, and we had some good performers in the SANFL. Bernie was good yesterday. Brad Moran's now played 3 or 4 games for West Adelaide. Jack Gunston, who went back to Centrals, from all reports, was very good. Andy Otten's now played 2 games, and it's important that we get him back into form. Brad Symes was very good for Centrals. I haven't caught up with the other reports, Tom. So there's, yeah. So we'll look at that.